So we are going on to the second stanza. But first, I want to just mention one more thing about the first stanza. When I was talking about worried by silence, sentries whisper, curious, nervous, so we've got the sibilance, which is upsetting the reader. But there is also something here called asyndactic listing, which means we've got worried by silence, sentries whisper, curious, nervous. There's no ands or buts. It's just a constant list of things going on. And then that's contrasted with but nothing happens. Okay, so they're flashing from being worried about silence, whispering to each other, curious about something, nervous about something else, but then nothing happens. So that's him again making the point that they're just stuck in this kind of hellhole. So then we've got the second stanza, watching we hear the mad gusts tugging on the wire, like twitching agonies of men among its brambles. So just think about the imagery there. What image comes to mind for you? And do, get into it, draw an image to go with it. What is the image that comes to mind? Like twitching agonies of men among its brambles. I know what it makes me think of. It's horrible, a horrible image. Northward incessantly, the flickering gunnery rumbles far off, like a dull rumour of some other war. So the sound of the war is off in the distance, so they're still very aware of it. But it's not with them right now. What's with them right now is this brutal tugging wind and the snow attacking them. And then we have this rhetorical question, what are we doing here? So this really highlights again the shock impact this must have on the people at home who thought, they've got this idealized image of their young men going out to war, what heroes they are, but they have no idea that this stuff doesn't get across. There wasn't TV cameras there detailing it. No one's got their phones out saying, look, this is what it's really like. He's writing it down. He's detailing the conflict, the internal conflict, the conflict of nature around them, and the sound of distant conflict in the background. Then we've got the personification. The poignant misery of dawn begins to grow. We only know war lasts, rain soaks, and clouds sag stormy. So look at the punctuation in this third stanza. We've got another ellipsis. The poignant misery of dawn begins to grow. So again, they're waiting. It's dawn. Oh God, it's going to be the same thing again. And all they know each day is the war is continuing. The rain is continuing. The clouds are stormy again. And then we have this personification of dawn massing in the east her melancholy army. So she is the brute force, the personified nature, massing this army, attacks once more in ranks, on shivering ranks of grey. So it's like an attack, a war attack from nature, from the elements, on the soldiers again and again. And they're shivering in ranks of grey. And grey, of course, is such a powerful colour for showing washed out, depleted, run down, no nutrition. Think of all the things the soldier is experiencing now, and nothing happens. And then we've got the fourth stanza. Again, here comes, we've had this dawn's getting ready to attack again. And then we get this sibilance again. Sudden successive flights of bullets streak the silence. So that constant hissing sound is very much like a sharp intake of breath. So when you go, or it could be the equivalent of the sound of the bullets streaking past them, streaking through the air. And it also mimics the sounds of shivering. Okay, so sudden successive flights of bullets streak the silence, less deadly than the air that shudders black with snow. So this is the crucial part. The bullets at the moment are less deadly than the awful effects of being stuck in the snow and the icy cold. That is much more dangerous right now. So it shudders black, so the image of black with death, of course. And then again, look at this personification. With sidelong flowing flakes that flock, pause and renew, we watch them wandering up and down the wind's nonchalance, but nothing happens. So we've got the sibilants, and then we've got a load of fricatives, and they are harsh sounds, fricatives being that repetition of F. So that's why we get the swear word F, because it's, you know, it's a harsh sound. So with sidelong flowing flakes that flock, pause and renew. So again, it's like dawns amassing, getting ready to attack again. And they're just stuck in those trenches experiencing all this. Okay. And it's done with nonchalance. The nature is further personified to be evil here. You know, it's just done picking soldiers out, moving around, watching them, wandering up and down, getting ready to attack them all. It's really evil. And then we've got in the 5th stanza, pale flakes with fingering stealth come feeling for our faces. And there, you know, it's that continued metaphor of it just coming at you, this non-stop horror of the snow ripping into your face. Feeling for our faces, we cringe in holes, back on forgotten dreams. So we cringe in holes makes the soldiers seem like frightened rabbits, and that's deliberate. They're cringing back. They've become animalistic. They're absolutely terrified. And they're cringing in holes, thinking about forgotten dreams, and stare snow-dazed. I mean, I find this heartbreaking. They stare snow-dazed deep into grassier ditches. So they're absolutely almost out of it. They've had no sleep. The snow is attacking them. And in moments, they think about what it must be like at home now, back on forgotten dreams of what they could have done. Owen was going to go into the church, but he got disillusioned. But thinking about their homes. So we drowse, sun-dozed, littered with blossoms trickling where the blackbird fusses. Is it that we are dying? So thinking about home and then thinking, but I think we're dying. You know, that's all forgotten to us now. All those ideas we had about what we wanted to do, all forgotten. And we're just stuck here being attacked. And that carries on into the next stanza. Slowly our ghosts drag home. And then there's the colon. So I'm going to stop there because I want that's the caesura. So that's the stopping point. And he's making a point there with that colon. It's called a caesura. It's a pause in the middle of a line that a poet has used to make us think. And that will come up a lot in Power and Conflict. Okay, that's your next part.